little bit less of a brush blonde. Hey guys, welcome back. So I got Friday favorites and Fooeys for you today, and I would say overall theme this week, I was really enjoying some cool tone shadows. So got a cool tone shadow palette favorite this week, and then I have some kind of girly favorites. So girly and or cool toned is overall kind of what I was going for this week, if I were to put it under an umbrella. So got some good things to share, so let's get to it. So it definitely seems like there has been an overabundance of warm toned shadows out right now, like warm toned eyeshadows, warm toned palettes. And while I love warm tones, I also really like cool tones. So I was excited to see this palette. This is the Violet Voss Pro Eyeshadows palette in Taupe Notch. So really cute name, really pretty packaging. It does kind of show fingerprints. Like, I don't know why mine looks dirty, because I promise it's clean, but I think maybe my brush cleaner, because my brush cleaner has, I think, some like citrus oils in it or something like that. So I don't know if that's what's on it, but I promise it's clean. It just looks dirty. So I got this through Sephora. So they now have Violet Voss, which is really exciting. And it's just a beautiful taupey palette. You have to like taupes to like this palette. I mean, it's called Taupe Notch. So it kind of, you know, gives you a little bit of a clue of what's in here. And it's a lot of taupes. But I was mainly going for bestest, royal taupe. And then I did a look with MVP. And then I have a little bit of prime on the outer corners of my eyes today. So I do have this on, but then I have something else on my lids that I'll mention to you in a second. But you can see it's a really nice collection of mattes and shimmers and just a really nice formula. The mattes are just a really nice texture to them. I really don't even know how to describe them. They almost remind me of like a Clinique blush, where they kind of have to be built up a little bit, but it's not like they're not pigmented. They're honestly easier to work with because you can kind of like build up slowly. It's not just instantly like overtaking your eye. So it can definitely be built up on itself. And then you have, you know, really nice pigmentation. But first pass, it's not going to be like instant overtaking your eyelid. So that's kind of the formula on the mattes. And then the shimmers are just really beautiful and metallic. So pretty. So I want to do some kind of a video on this palette. I don't know, like a tutorial or a get ready with me or a review or some sort of combination, some kind of a video, because I really do like it. And again, I like that it's cool tone. It's just something a little bit different. The shadow that I have on my lids today, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. This is Colourpop's Deep Dive. So I don't remember why I got this. I don't know if they were doing, it's usually some kind of a sale that sucks me in. I know they did the buy one, get one free code. I don't think it was that. Maybe it was free shipping. I don't know. Maybe I just started searching swatches and decided to get it. Who knows? But it's just a beautiful shadow. They're Super Shocks. Like, I really need to show them more love because they are just beautiful because they're super pigmented, a really interesting texture, and then they have that shimmer to them. That shimmer just like sucks me in. It's so beautiful. So I use them, like I apply them with a dry brush, and then I'll usually use a little bit of MAC Fix Plus to kind of intensify them. And then sometimes I'll even apply a little bit with my fingertip just to really super duper intensify them. So they're pretty. They really are kind of like not the easiest texture to work with. Like, I find it kind of difficult to like apply it with my fingers and like get it on my eyelid correctly. So that's why I like to apply it with like a flat, small concealer brush to just kind of like get it on my lids and sort of like get the shape of it. And then I'll go back in with the wet brush, and then I'll go back in with my fingertips just to kind of get the intensity. So I like to get the shape first and then sort of like work on the intensity. But they're beautiful. I have a ton of them. I love them all. I think they're just sparkly and gorgeous and pigmented. And this pairs really nicely with Taupe Notch, which is really fun. It's just kind of like, it's a bronzy color, but it has a little bit more warmth than just like a typical bronze. So it's kind of like that borderline. So I think it works well with the Taupe Notch shadows and kind of like, it's a fun balance. So I really do like this a lot. A couple of eyeliners that I was really enjoying this week. First off is the Rimmel Scandeleyes Waterproof Kohl Kajal, and this is in Taupe. So I have this on my lower lash line today. I wore this a couple times with the Taupe Notch palette, and I feel like it swatches like more intensely and deeper than it actually applies like to your under eyes. Like it's just this kind of like really subtle like taupey color, which I really do like, because overall I've been liking kind of like not super duper intense lower lash line looks lately. Like I just kind of like a lighter, brighter under eye. So I haven't been doing a ton of like dark shadow under my eyes. Sometimes I will, it depends on the day. But overall, typically I go for something kind of lighter. So I like that this like gives a little bit of color. I did put a little bit of shadow over it. So it has a little bit of color to it, but I hope that I'm even like communicating this correctly. It's a pretty liner for the lower lash line because it does give some color down there, but it's not super duper dark, especially like I'm saying, like it swatches there deeper than I think it applies to the eyes and ends up being just a really subtle something happening on the lower lash line. I really do like these liners too, the Scandeleyes. Find them to be long wearing, not like the longest wearing, but really good, especially for the price. So these are some of my favorite liners from the drugstore, if not my very favorites. I haven't tried the L'Oreal Kissimmee liners. I've heard those are really good. So anyway, great liners, really like this color. The other liner that I was really enjoying this week is one that Prestige sent me. This is the Prestige Cosmetics Liquid Eyeliner, and this is in Fame. So it's kind of like a really pretty gunmetal silver color. They also sent me a really pretty, like kind of bronzy copper color, but the, like this one had the plastic all the way down on it. That one just had the plastic up here. So I didn't end up using that one. I'm sure it's fine, but I don't know. I liked that this one was completely, utterly sealed. And this is a really pretty color. It's very unique. Like it's a silver gunmetal, but it has a little bit of like a bluish kind of a tint to it, and it's not super duper bright silver. So I don't know. It was just something fun. And with Taupe Notch, it made this really fun, cool toned eye look, and then had this with it. So yeah, if you're looking for just kind of like a fun liquid liner, I really do enjoy this one. And I'm sure the copper one, I swatched the copper one. It was really pretty like in a swatch, but I'm sure it's really pretty on the eyes too. So Prestige has some really fun metallic-y kind of looking liners. They kind of like dry down a little bit to be more, they're not super, it's not super sparkly or anything. So it's a metallic, but not super sparkly glittery. It's nothing like that. It's more of kind of like a muted metallic. For blush this week, I was playing with another goodie from the Laura Geller Holiday Collection. This is the Hollywood Blushing Baked Blush Trio, and it comes with Pink Grapefruit, Bora Bora, Maui, and Honeysuckle. So today, I don't have any bronzer on. I just have Honeysuckle and Bora Bora, Maui, and then I do have a highlighter that I'll mention to you in a second. So you really like don't need to bring in a bronzer. You can just use Honeysuckle because this one's kind of like a warm baked blush that has kind of like that blush bronzer look to it. But really my standout blush for the week was this one. And when you like swatch it, like makes the little like lips kind of disappear, which is a little bit sad. But when you use a brush, it doesn't really disappear. So anyway, it's a beautiful trio. Y'all know I talk about Laura Geller blushes all the time. I'm obsessed with them. I really feel like they're like becoming my very favorite blushes. Like they were in my top group of favorite blushes, but I find myself having to like force myself to wear other blushes because I always think about one of those that I want to wear. I love them that much. Like I would be happy to use one of them probably every single day unless I was specifically looking for a matte blush. Other than that, I love them and I would want to wear them pretty much every day. So there's Honeysuckle, so you can see, I mean, it's very warm, so it's maybe a little bit less of a brush blonde. Oh man, really getting it together today. No, it's less of like that bronzer look than some bronzery blushes. Does that make sense? It's less bronzer looking than some that are out there that can kind of like be on that borderline. This is a little bit warmer, so, but it's still, I mean, I still wore it by itself without a bronzer this week, and then just paired some of these with it. So anyway, I'm babbling. They're beautiful. They're like sparkly and youthful looking on the cheeks. I think they're amazing. And yeah, this little trio is so fun. I feel like, I think it was on Haute Look that I saw one of the trios maybe from last year that it was on Haute Look. So, I mean, if you can get one of these little trios, like that's the way to go, because then you get 3 different ones. It's perfect for travel, and they're beautiful. Chester has joined us with one of his toys, and by toys, I mean the milk topper. You know, the little like plasticky thing that comes off? That's one of his favorite things to play with. We don't need cat toys because he doesn't play with his cat toys. He plays with those and pieces of paper, which is what he's playing with now. Working on a piece of paper. Okay, highlighter. He's just gonna be in the background, just kind of playing around. So don't mind Chester. I think he's gonna hang out and lay down. Maybe, we'll see. He's my toddler with a tail. He's like always into something. Okay, highlighter this week. I was loving this. This is the Ofra Derma Mineral Powder in Pink Sapphire. I know I've mentioned this on my channel several times because I think I got this originally in a BoxyCharm. This is beautiful. All of their highlighters are gorgeous, but I feel like this one just doesn't get as much attention as like the potted ones, as like the pan ones. And I know this comes in multiple colors, so I really want to try some of the other colors because this is just, oh my goodness. It's intense and beautiful and shimmery. So, I mean, you have to like a, I don't know, a really like wintry looking highlighter. Like something about it like looks wintry to me because it's got that shimmer to it. And this one's like a pinky shimmery color. It doesn't swatch as well. I don't know why, because I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Every time I wore this week, I was like, wow. I mean, talking to my makeup kind of situation, like, you really pretty. You are so pretty. You make me happy. I don't actually do that, but almost. I mean, I'll say things out loud like, wow, that's really pretty. But I don't actually like speak to my makeup. I don't think. Hopefully not. And then lastly, my lip favorite for the week, I'm gonna have to go with this as my lip favorite because I pretty much just wore this every single day. It lived in my purse and I think it's hydrating and beautiful. This is the It Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi, and this is Rose. I think it's called like it has a long name, I think. Lip, oh dear. Hang on, I have the box. Let me see. This is why I have to keep the boxes because I can't read the full name. Here it is. It's the Hydrating Color Awakening Lip Treatment. Je ne sais quoi, and then this is the Rose one. So there's the regular one that kind of like reacts to your natural pH level, so it kind of becomes a beautiful like your perfect pink kind of color. And then Rose has a little bit more coloring to it. And the swatch really, I mean, that does not show the real color because you can see it on my lips. I do have a little bit of tawny, but I mean really just the very outsides of my lips. So this really is the color it ends up being. So it does kind of like deepen a little bit as you wear it, but that is not an accurate representation of really what it ends up looking like. He's back at it again. Sorry folks, hang on. Okay, he's laid down now, so hopefully he's a little bit chill for a little while. So, but you can see this is kind of deepening up a little bit, but really on my lips I feel like it's the most accurate representation of what this ends up looking like. So it definitely is just kind of like a beautiful, youthful looking pink. It's super hydrating and comfortable on the lips. So it's definitely one of those things that can just live in your purse. And you can really like, I feel like it's very versatile in that you can apply it really lightly and it just, you know, makes your lips look hydrated and just with a little flush of color, or you can apply a little bit more and then even like apply a little bit of liner like I did to sort of like polish it out a little bit. So then it becomes kind of more of a polished lip look. So either a super easy lip look, like just, oh, I just naturally have very pigmented lips. So either that kind of a look or a little bit more defined sort of a lip look. So really versatile, very hydrating. All right guys, so those are all my favorites for this week. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you were loving this week, or maybe not so much loving. Let me know your weekend plans or any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.